now this continued in this manner. And then in December 1927, in Padang, with the non-Ahmadi scholars, a debate was held. Senior scholars and also newspaper editors and representatives of the government were all present. In this debate, the missionary of Jamaat Ahmadiyya, he had the upper hand in the intellectual duel, as was destined and as was to happen. And the opponents had to face defeat. As a result of this, new paths for the tabligh of the Ahmadiyyat were formed. And because of this, a third Jamaat in Doko was formed. In 1928, Hazrat Maulvi Rahmat Ali Sahib went back to Qadian. In 1930, Hazrat Khalif Masih Sani instructed him to go back to Sumatra. Hazrat Maulvi Sahib sent a request to Hazrat Khalif Masih Sani for another missionary to be sent to help. This request was accepted by Hazrat Khalif Masih Sani, and Hazrat Maulvi Sadiq Sahib was sent to Indonesia, and they both were in Indonesia. As in Indonesia, Jamaat Ahmadiyya grew and increased. In line with that, the opposition to the Jamaat also increased. At the beginning, 3 Jamaats had to face this opposition. On the Tapataun Jamaat, the Raja there and the Ahmadis were actually forbidden from performing the namaz. That is, the local Raja, he forbid Ahmadis from performing namaz. The Friday prayers were also forbidden from being performed for Ahmadis, and tabligh propagation of the faith was also restricted. All of this was enforced. In the loose open Jamaat as well, the Raja there also caused a lot of hardships for the Ahmadis, and he compelled everybody that the promised Messiah alayhi salam, God forbid, should be called a liar and the Antichrist. Otherwise, you will be removed from this area if you do not say this. One Ahmadi, Guru Ali Sahib, he was removed from his office. And Abdul Jalil Sahib's younger brother, because of being Ahmadi, they were excommunicated from the village. Anyhow, Maulvi Abu Bakr Ayub Sahib, during this time, he had finished his work in Qadian and had come back to Indonesia. So in the area of Kasaran, he was performing tabligh, although tabligh was restricted there. One day after 12 o'clock, one of the police officers of the area, on the instruction of the Sultan, he came to arrest him. He'd note down all the names of the people there and say, you and your companions, you need to go to the Chief Justice and present yourself before him. When Mohtaram Maulvi Sahib in the morning and also his companions reached the office, so a volley of questions were thrown upon them. The Chief Sahib would ask questions and he wanted to arrest him. But by the grace of Allah, Maulvi Sahib, with great discernment and intelligence and wisdom, would reply to all the questions. The Chief Justice officer, he was quite impressed and he had a good perception because of these answers, and he accepted all of this, and this kept on going on. And he started getting more and more interested, and for almost half an hour he inquired further about Ahmadiyyat and learned about it. And then afterwards, great honor, he let them leave. As I have stated, that an Indonesian writer, with respect to the services of the Jamaat, he has mentioned it. That is, with respect to how Indonesia was established, I will briefly mention that. It has been mentioned already how Jamaat was established in Indonesia and what difficulties they faced in the early period. Opposition has always existed here in Indonesia. So what were these services of the Jamaat anyhow? I will mention this briefly, that in respect to the independence of Indonesia from the subcontinent of India, Pakistan, a lofty voice was raised by Hazrat Khalif Masih Sani in favor of the independence, and he also asked other Muslims that for the sake of the independence of Muslim Indonesia, support it fervently and greatly. Hazrat Khalif Masih Sani, he mentioned this in 16th August 1946 in one of his sermons. After this announcement of Hazur, apart from the local press in Qadian. Also, all the Ahmadis, for the sake of supporting Indonesia, they were told to also raise a lofty voice until finally Indonesia obtained independence. The details of this are also like this: that when the Japanese rule ended, Dr. Sukarno, on 7th August 1945, he announced the independence of Indonesia, and then a war against the Dutch government was performed all over the nation. At this time, the missionaries of Ahmadiyyat and also other Ahmadis, on the instructions of Hadrat Khalifah Masih Sani, they played an active role in the independence movement, and the missionaries